What's good with y'all niggas today? We back with another video. Now, today is sim racing and what I have learned today. And this past year in the art of sim racing. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm actually kind of tight right now because I just recorded this shit and this shit want to talk about some delete, nigga. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little tight, but that's all right. Regardless, let's get into the video. So, I wanted to talk about the things that I have learned, and I want to touch on a couple things. So the first thing, consistency. Staying consistent in your racing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that'll pay off more than the guy who's all over with his times. You know what I'm saying? I think that's very important because, think about it though. Just do the math. A guy who's constantly hitting 133 every lap is going to outdo the guy who's hitting 133, 145, 140. 132, 133, 150. The guy who's consistent is going to beat out that guy because imagine they're going on the same lap and that guy gets a bad lap that isn't consistent. He's going to beat out that guy. So stay consistent, bro. Stay consistent. And if anything, have a really crazy lap one of them times. If anything, but stay consistent. That's the main thing there that I have learned, that you got to stay consistent. Even when you crash, like I'm going to tie in that too. I've also learned that if you crash, you should also stay consistent with that. And what I mean by that is not giving up, nigga. If you crash, get back on the track and finish that race till it's over, nigga. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm saying it like that is because I'm pissed at myself for leaving this race. I'm going to keep it a buck with you niggas. I left this race because wrong inputs, skill issue, all that shit. I was in my head about it. I was like, you know what? So I contradicted myself, and I'm the type that always doesn't want to give up. So that's on me on this race. I'm just going to show you guys part of this race, the good parts, you know what I'm saying? Because, I'm not going to lie, I did crash, so you're going to see some shitty parts as well. But I think I did my start pretty well. I was able to stay around P7, which is still top 10. The P6 area, as I'm going to take a position right there. But regardless, a next point I wanted to get into was braking habits and things like that. I learned the art of trail braking. Now, I'm not perfect at it, but I'm starting to learn how to do it. And I feel like everybody should start to learn how to do it. So I'm going to go over what I believe trail braking is in my own eyes and definition and my perception. So that's what that is. So when you trail brake, you need to give, when you enter the corner, it is full pressure, not full brake pressure, but maybe around 80%. And then you slowly let off to like around 50, around 30, around 20%. And by the time you're in the middle of the corner, or not even the middle, you let off the brakes, you coast on through, and then you hit the gas and apply power. That kind of thing. I might have gotten that fucked up. And maybe another sim racing guru might be like, you know what, that's not the proper way. That's okay. I'll still learn, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I've picked up in my perception so far, the videos I've watched. So I've applied it, and that's how I perceive it to be. And that's what that is. So next point I wanted to get into was battling and crashing into other people. Now, obviously that's bad. You don't want to do that. And I want to get into the science of why that's bad. Because if you crash into someone who's using a proper wheel and setup, that you could possibly fuck up their entire race because you crashed into them. Not only that, cause a DNF, but you could injure them in the process. Because if you crash into them at an alarming speed, that could cause their wheel to shake violently. And that could cause a wrist injury, bro. Do you want to do that to niggas? Obviously not. So if you crash into somebody, make sure you go to the chat and you apologize and take yours, man. Apologize. Be accountable, nigga, because that's what we do over here. And if you're not going to be an accountable motherfucker over here, then get to stepping, nigga. I ain't going to lie. Because we accountable over here. We're fair. And that's how we race. You know what I'm saying? We might fuck up time to time. We're going to fuck up, but that's all cool. We still got to race respectfully. You know what I'm saying? And if I notice myself fucking up or about to crash, I like to move out of the way sometimes because I don't want to make somebody else have a bad race just because I'm not on it. You know what I'm saying? I actually did that a couple times in this race. But yeah, that's that point I wanted to talk about. My next point, what I wanted to talk about next was, bro, sim racing takes patience, nigga. I'm not gonna lie. This shit takes some patience. You gotta have laser sharp focus, really sharp patience, and a really strong will to keep going in this shit. And that's what it's teaching me. Not to give up, have patience. And it's okay, you know what I'm saying? It's okay. It's not like I'm racing for a world title, but at the same time, I'm still trying to do really good things and become a professional driver in the process. You know what I'm saying? So over time, I'm just going to naturally get better. And you guys will see the progress, bro. You guys will see the progress. This is 5 time trials later. I mean, I know this isn't a time trial, but clearly you can see that my skill is showing itself as I'm able to keep the car straight on the straights a little bit more easier. And just other things. My cornering is a little bit better, but through it all, I'm still going to have mistakes. So I just think that if you have patience, bro, sim racing might be for you. You know what I'm saying? It's not for everybody, but definitely if you want to work on those techniques and skills and patience and just stuff like that, bro, sim racing might be for you. You know, I'm an arcade guy at the end of the day. I love arcade racing games. That's just me. But it's not to say that I don't respect the sim racing community and that I do want to be a part of that as well. You know what I'm saying? Because this is proper racing right here. This is what proper racing is. You know what I'm saying? When you want to talk about actual motorsport racing, you go to games like Forza Motorsport. You go to games like Assetto Corsa. You go to games like iRacing. You know what I'm saying? You go to those games when you're trying to learn how to be a professional sim racer. Not even professional, just a sim racer in general. Just learning how to. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what I wanted to touch on, those couple points. I did crash again there, but we're going to keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to keep this video short for you guys. I have more videos on the way, more time trials, more stuff like that. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you niggas in the next video.